IShowSpeed, the face of chaos. The king of rage, the streamer who can go from laughing to losing his mind in a matter of seconds. Okay! We've all seen it. The controller throws, the barking, the explosive reactions that make no sense and perfect sense all at once. But have you ever stopped to wonder why? Why does Speed get angry so fast?
Guess what?
What's up?
Guess what?
What?
I'm gay!
Is it just for entertainment? Or is there something deeper behind that rage?
Mom,
I don't give a
alright, okay, alright.
what you talking about.
Hey, you're good. You're good. Hey, you
I'm
good.
good.
Hey, you
Chill.
good.
Will you chill?
Stop!
I mean, no, you stop.
Something human, something raw, something real.
Oh my God.
Because maybe, just maybe, Speed's anger isn't just about the game. It's about the pressure, the expectations, and the emotional chaos of living your life in front of millions.
They think it's all over.
Today, we're breaking it all down. The story, the psychology, and the deeper truth behind IShowSpeed's anger. Why IShowSpeed gets angry so fast? It's deeper than you think. Speed's rage made him. Let's be real. When you think of IShowSpeed, you think of energy. Wild, unpredictable, sometimes even scary. From raging at FIFA to yelling at random NPCs, to that infamous Talking Ben meltdown. It's pure, unfiltered emotion. But here's what's interesting. That rage doesn't push people away. It pulls them in. Millions of fans tune in not to see him win, but to see how he reacts when things go wrong. He's turned something that most people hide, frustration, anger, emotion, into his superpower. Because when Speed loses it, it feels real. No script, no fake reactions, just pure, honest chaos. And in a world where everyone's pretending to be perfect, Speed's imperfection is what makes him relatable. But there's a line between performance and reality. And that's where things get deep. Before the fame, before the streaming empire, Speed was just Darren Watkins Jr., a kid from Cincinnati, Ohio. He wasn't born into money or privilege, just a teenager with a dream, a cheap mic, and an endless amount of energy. He started streaming during the pandemic, grinding FIFA and horror games while trying to figure out who he was. At first, only a handful of viewers would show up, but those early fans saw something different. They saw a kid who felt everything. When he lost, he raged. When he won, he screamed with joy. That emotional honesty, that rawness, became his trademark. By 2021, his clips started going viral. TikTok edits, reaction montages, fans quoting him everywhere. The world suddenly wanted a piece of IShowSpeed. But fame came fast, maybe too fast. Imagine being 16 years old and waking up to millions of people watching your every move, expecting you to be funny, loud, and crazy every single day. That's not just fame, that's pressure. Speed's not just a person anymore. He's a brand. Every stream, every reaction, every scream, it's content. The audience expects chaos. And if they don't get it, they move on to the next creator. That constant expectation creates something psychologists call performative pressure, the feeling that you have to perform emotions instead of feeling them. So what happens when you're exhausted, overwhelmed, or just not in the mood, but you still have to go live because millions are waiting? That frustration has to go somewhere, and for Speed, it often explodes as anger. Loud, messy, honest anger. Because anger is easy to express. It's instant. It's how you say, "I'm stressed," or "I'm tired," without actually saying it. And it's the one emotion that always entertains. Every entertainer who lives online eventually faces the same curse. The audience stops seeing the person and only sees the character. When Speed is calm, chat says, "You fell off." When he has a quiet stream, people spam, "You're not the same." That creates a dangerous cycle. He has to be bigger, louder, crazier, just to keep people's attention. And anger? It's the fastest way to do that. But underneath all the yelling, there's a young man fighting to balance two worlds: Darren, the real person, and Speed, the global entertainer. Sometimes those two crash into each other, and that's when the chaos hits. Let's go deeper. Anger is one of the most misunderstood emotions. It's not always about aggression, it's a mask. Psychologists say anger often hides other feelings: sadness, stress, insecurity, fear, or helplessness. And if you think about Speed's story, it fits. He grew up fast, under the spotlight. He's dealing with fame, criticism, and online hate, all while still figuring out who he is. He's made mistakes on stream. He's been banned, canceled, called out, millions of people judging him for being emotional, when emotion is exactly what made him successful. It's confusing, it's draining, and when your life feels like a pressure cooker, anger becomes your quickest release valve. When Speed rages, he's not just mad at the game. He's releasing every ounce of stress building inside him. And weirdly enough, that's also what makes him real. Because while most creators hide behind a smile, Speed wears his emotions like a badge. He doesn't filter, he doesn't fake it, he just feels it, live in front of the world. But there's another side to this story: us, the audience. Every time Speed loses his mind, we clip it, meme it, repost it. We turn his emotions into entertainment. And without realizing it, we feed the cycle. The more we react to his rage, the more rage becomes the content. And that creates this weird feedback loop, where the internet rewards his most chaotic moments. So now it's not just emotion, it's currency. It's how you stay relevant, how you trend, how you win the algorithm. And the wild part? Speed knows that. He's self-aware enough to understand that his reactions drive the numbers. But he's also human enough to still feel them. That's the paradox of IShowSpeed. He's both the performer and the person at the same time. And those two sides are constantly clashing. For all the madness, there are also moments where Speed's humanity shines through. The times he gets emotional thanking his fans. When he laughs uncontrollably with his mom or shares a genuine moment with his friends. When he opens up about struggling or feeling misunderstood. Those clips rarely go viral, but they show the real Darren. Because beneath all the shouting and barking is a kid who just wanted to be seen. Someone who found success through being himself, unpolished, loud, flawed, but honest. That's what makes IShowSpeed more than just a meme. He's a mirror, a reflection of how chaotic, emotional, and unpredictable we all can be. He's living proof that sometimes anger isn't the enemy. It's a sign that you care too much. So, why does IShowSpeed get angry so fast? Because he's passionate. Because he feels everything and refuses to hide it. Because the internet turned his emotions into a stage and he learned how to dance on it. But most importantly, because he's human. We all get angry. We all have moments when we explode over small things. Not because of that one thing, but because of everything behind it. Speed just happens to live that experience with millions watching. And maybe that's why we love him. Not because he's perfect, but because he's real. So the next time you see Speed raging on stream, remember this. It's not just noise. It's passion. It's pressure. It's a young man trying to stay sane in a world that loves to watch him go insane. And maybe that's what makes him special. Because at the end of the day, behind every scream, every bark, every explosion of anger is a person just trying to be understood. Drop a fire emoji in the comments if you made it this far, and remember, the loudest people often have the most to say. Thanks for watching.